So today we will be talking about some WWE 2K24, starting off with the box star because there's a lot going on in WWE right now. So who should be the cover star and who do you think will be the cover star? Let's go ahead and start with the loaded beast.
So who should the cover star? It should be Cody Rhodes because I think it's time for him to actually finish the story. I don't know what's going on with The Rock and Roman. We don't know if it's gonna happen at the Chamber or Mania. It should be Mania, but we'll get to that later on. So yeah, it should be Cody. It's time. Plus, he's like #1 in the merch, top selling in the merch now. So yeah,
That's true. What do you think about it, Clint? Do you think they should stick with Cody since he is #1 in the merch, or what do you think they should do?
Personally, I think they should stick with Cody because they're pushing him to be that guy, right? They're pushing him to be that guy. The Rock will be here and gone. CM Punk will be here and gone. He's up there in age 2. I think CM Punk and The Rock are just going to be there like merch sellers and put them in games and stuff like that to move the needle that way. If you want a guy on the active roster to really just capitalize on that, you should put Cody on the cover. Who do I think will be on the cover? I think they're going to put The Rock on the cover because he's universally recognized. That's why I feel about it anyway.
Okay. Interesting. Kero.
Man, if you asked me this a couple of months ago, I would have given you like a dark horse answer, and that would be LA Knight. Now that momentum is nowhere to be found. If you asked me this a week ago, I would say CM Punk. But as Loaded mentioned, now CM Punk is not the #1 merch seller in the WWE anymore. So that makes you question. It does make you question. It's either got to be The Rock, like Clint has said, or Cody. And I just look at the WWE programming and the way they are pushing Cody so in front of us that I would be surprised if like WWE itself didn't force 2K to put Cody on the cover. And yeah, besides like, let's forget about the 2K14 because it wasn't fully visual concepts until WWE 2K15. When I look at that, like besides this year with 2K23, I mean, and I guess we had at 2K16 Stone Cold, but other than that, we had Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, AJ, Becky, and Roman. Like Rey Mysterio is 2K22, so all of these guys and gals are like active wrestlers. So Cody is at the top. He's active right now, and I think looking at the trends, he's got a good chance of being the cover.
All right, and good points there as well. Personally, you know what? Cody is their guy, kind of at the top of everything right now, so it would make sense for them to make him the cover star of the game. I thought they would do it last year, but they went with John Cena, and that made me think that they would start going the way of actually like legends and stuff because of that showcase mode. They want to build the showcase mode around the cover star. So if that's still the plan, then I don't think they'll go with Cody because Cody Rhodes, yes, he has a career in WWE. Like, he has a good past, but his thing right now is finishing the story. So his story is not finished. So you don't have that complete story to tell with Cody Rhodes unless you're really going to lead up to it and do the what-if match at WrestleMania in the game. So as far as the cover star for 24, I would not be surprised if it was The Rock. And that's really just based on him coming back right now. It's putting him in front of people. And if you're going to do legends and build up their careers, then I think you got a long list of different matches you could do with a long list of different legends you can include in the game if you're going to do it as The Rock. So I think The Rock would make a lot of sense. I know he's just coming back and he's fresh on everyone's mind, but you know, even if he wasn't, I think he would make sense to be the cover star for this year. What do you think, Bryan?
I believe Cody's going to be the cover, strictly on how he's been pushed. He's the face of the company at the moment. Everywhere he goes, he's the top guy. Everybody wants to see him, and I strictly believe that WWE is going to put him on the cover, no matter what 2K's plans were this year. And I know that we are talking about The Rock being possibly on the cover and stuff like that, but The Rock is really only back because Australia made that call. So I don't think The Rock had anything to do with that development cycle or anything like that. So I know right now the two big names are either Cody or The Rock, which I wouldn't be mad at The Rock. I mean, The Rock was on the best 2K game that we've had, so I wouldn't mind seeing him again. But I think Cody Rhodes definitely got this one locked in.
So, I mean, again, it's very interesting because Roman Reigns was the top guy last year on top of the world, but John Cena got that cover. So I don't know if the way they're booking their TV determines who's the cover star.
I think it's too fresh because of 20. Because Roman was on 20, wasn't he, with Becky Lynch? Obviously, it was a horrible
Yeah, but he was
game.
with Becky
Yeah.
Lynch. Yeah, and it was a pretty bad one. So I think it would have been a good reason to give him the cover by himself, just making him head of the table, king of the castle. Boom, Roman Reigns is the guy.
Right.
Go buy this game. But I don't know. I don't think the way they book TV really determines who's the cover star. So, I mean, I've heard rumors saying it was Cody Rhodes, so it just might be him. But I think that'd be weird. Is Cody Rhodes a showcase star right now? I don't think so. So maybe if he is the cover star, then we're going away from showcase and they're planning on doing something completely different, which I wouldn't be mad at.
Actually, Kenny, that's a great point with the showcase that went over my head a little bit. If I thought of that, my answer would have been different because you look at Rey Mysterio, like, respect, he's a legend. But even in the year of 2021 or whenever he was the cover star of the game, he wasn't a main eventer. He was nowhere near the level of Roman Reigns or nobody. Yeah. So because he was the showcase star, he was still at the cover page. Now, The Rock, I feel like he won't happen because, like Bryan said, it's just a contemporary thing. Like, it just happened. Everybody's talking about it. The game has been in development. They already got a cover star for their what do you call it, for that is based on the showcase, and I think the showcase was being rumored for The Undertaker, right? He's a name that is very likely, so I could totally see more than Cody, more than The Rock, Taker being at the cover of this game right now. A shout out to Painkiller, I think. Yeah, he reminded me of that on the chat, so appreciate that.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget that there's 3 different versions of the game, so we might get multiple covers.
Yeah, true.
By the time it comes out. So
I do agree with Kero. I do think Taker's going to be the showcase this year. I think you put Taker on the Icon Edition, which is the $120 one, and you put Cody on the normal cover if that's the way that you want to go. But I don't know. I mean, you guys all have good points, though. For the last 2 years, the showcase has been the cover star. So we'll see where that goes.
And I say this last thing. I hope if Cody is the cover star, the special edition or whatever is like an actual storybook, and you can open it and have the disc and finish the story, something that.
That'd be awesome. Put the Shinsuke Nakamura story in there. That'd be cool.
Also, too, when The Rock came back in September on SmackDown, he was scanned, I believe, that same day before he came out. So he could be the cover star.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Maybe they were gonna go with Cody, but then they probably realized that The Rock's gonna come back at Mania, so well, why don't we make him the cover star and have a showcase mode for him? Even though I'm not a big fan of showcase mode, I don't really care for it, but I can see that happening.
I'm sorry, I enjoy showcase mode. I talk a lot of trash about it, and I'd rather have like a big, robust, like single player story, but I do enjoy showcase.
Yeah, because they